all love expensive things, but today I'm gonna see how expensive I can make a Bloxburg house. I already regret this. So in the bank, I've got $500,000 and 22,000 Bloxburgs. So I'm thinking today, this house is gonna hit into the millions. So comment down below how much you think this house is going to be worth at the end of the video, and whoever's closest wins a cookie. We'll name the plot Rich House. PS, I will go broke. Let's do this. So unless you're blind, you would have noticed this rough layout behind me. I thought we obviously need a big house if we're going to make it expensive. And I think the first item we should place, guys, is got to be like the most luxurious, expensive front door they have. These ones. We've just got to add them. And don't get me wrong, this isn't a challenge. Like, if I can only use the most expensive items, it's just trying to make this house worth millions. For example, since I've got the driveway in now, we're going into my inventory. 2 limos on the porch. This is already going to up the value by like 300 grand. And what's like a rich color? I feel like these planks, it's giving a millionaire mom in the suburbs. So let's continue that all the way around. And already I feel the dollars cha-ching, cha-chinging in my pocket. Look at this. Now I am gonna do one sneak peek at the price at this stage in the video, but no more sneak peeks till the end because you've got to guess. So already 300,000.
I'm Kim Kardashian West. I'm a mother, millionaire.
I told you, we're like 20 seconds in and it's already that expensive. So we got to think, what else makes a rich, expensive house? Well, first of all, like a nice garden. We've got to have some beautiful green, luxurious grass. And what fences are going to really knock up our numbers? These. What's more luxury than like a massive shamrock bush? And not only that, I'm going to pair it with titanium. Before we even add our bulletproof windows, we're going to go into cameras and let's add some of these bad boys up here. Actually, maybe we should add the pillars first because, fun fact, if you get your pillars and you like resize them up, then we can actually put these at diagonals, which I think looks way more like FBI is gonna rob you. 8,000 a pillar.
30,000.
This is going to be one wild video. Another way we can really be punching up our numbers on the dollar front by adding some gorgeous beams. We all know custom building is one of the most expensive things in Bloxburg. So why not make an absolutely Gorgina pattern with this? It's kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone. And I've never understood that saying. Why is it killing birds? Like, who invented that? Why is the theme animal cruelty? And after finishing that, it set us back another $10,000. Next up, we are going to be adding in the windows. And you might be thinking, Reese's factory windows? Are you broke? Why are you using them, especially on this challenge? Just wait and see, guys. If you watch my channel regularly, you will know when I use factory windows, once again, I outline them in structural beams. And I ain't just talking about the outside. Oh, no, 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 honey. I do the inside too. And then it goes from $100 to $1,000. And also, how much better does that look? We can't even lie to ourselves, guys. And do you know what song's really stuck in my head today, guys? Down bad, running at the gym. Basically, it's one of Taylor Swift's new songs. Comment down below your thoughts on her new album. I absolutely love it. Like, what are your guys' favorite songs? And if you're not a Taylor Swift fan, then why not? And with those in, you cannot tell me this does not look like Kim Kardashian's house in Palm Springs. Could it get any better? Yes, is the answer, guys. We have only just begun. Right, so a part of me doesn't really want to add gardening in, but then I think again, gardening is like one of the most expensive parts of Bloxburg. Let's go and head our sorry selves into the garden section and look what we have to offer. Let's just go right down to the bottom. Do you know what? I should just click this because this setting puts the expensive things first. So, $3,000 fountain. Why not? Let's just chuck her in. Let's just go mental chicken oriental, guys. Another thing I actually genuinely do like to add is cherry blossom trees. Now, the default version of these are expensive enough, $1,000. But let's make it more. Let's resize them so they're like properly poking over my fence, and we'll have a good couple each side. So that's another $8,000. This is looking so nice. We do need to give these a bit of color though. Oh, okay. I was going to say no, but that actually looks stunning. And then our limos, I think we should make ourselves look like the president or something with like blacked out windows. Oh my gosh, this looks just like it's for the president. And also, I know what you're all thinking, wall lanterns. Down here, we're missing some. So these are some very expensive ones. Why not have that on our front porch? Also, we're about to go inside, but notice how big I made the garage. We're having plenty more cars. So I just finished off the outside with some more expensive trinkets. So let's head inside. Let me actually talk you through the floor plan. It's a relatively simple one, but I like it. We've got garage, entry, hallway, laundry, living, and kitchen. And then upstairs, we've got open, 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms and a closet. So I think I'm going to start with the garage, which is weird, but I still feel like we need to be knocking up those dollar bills. So I'm actually quite a big fan of having an indoor-outdoor garage look. So I am going to go for that. For the walls, what I meant to actually do outside is grab some medium-length wall trims. And I'm going to have to change this back. It's really trippy when it's the wrong way. Like, you don't realize you actually memorize where things are. But my point is, I actually wanted to have like a half wall trim there. So why don't we have this in the garage as well? Coming out of the back of the garage, we're going to add glass doors. What is more expensive than having a nice modern renovation of glass doors? These are all the rage these days, and now we've got them in my garage. I was planning on making it legitimately a parking lot. As you can see, I'm adding in like the sort of parking lot style lines. We're just gonna have to dig deep in my inventory here. Like, look, I have 2 sports cars. Who needs 2? Me. Don't ask me how these are meant to get out of the garage. It's more just to look pretty. Also, why not have like a vintage Hagrid's style motorbike? I had a feeling we would need more cars. I'm just taking a little visit to some other plots. Like, who remembers this house? I was just checking if we have any Bloxburg cars here. It doesn't look like we do. And complete side note, if you want me to like finish this house, let me know. Also, this is like a random house I started and I spot a car. Oh my gosh, there's loads of cars in it. Okay, y'all, here we are back at the rich house and I may or may not have got a sneak of the value so far.
You guys?
I'm not gonna believe it. So we'll have some like luxury, like these are gonna be like the Porsches, and then we'll also have some like red and white ones. So these are like the Ferraris. Holy moly. That's an expensive garage. Normally when people are decorating their garage, they might go in and maybe add like a fan. I'm going in and we're adding not 1, not 2, but 3 chandeliers. That just cost me $12,000. It's not even lighting up the whole room. So I am going to go underground and add some of these. And you might be thinking, well, you're using cheap lights under there, Reese's. Not even I'm stupid enough to use rich lights underground. Above ground is going to be the richest thing you've ever seen. But below ground, it's just going to be an insect infestation. Next up, let's do the hallway. So what better than a checkered marble floor to scream, I'm Kris Jenner. I'm the mother of 5 billionaires. So first things first, we'll get in our doors. And for our doors, I am going to use the panel ones. But look, just by getting a lock on your door to get a front panel door, it's adding $100 per each one. So going into the office, we'll have a panel. Going into the garage and going into the laundry. And then into this one, I should go northern there. The twist is we're going to be using pillars. So technically, it's even more expensive. For the wall trims, I'm using these bright white crown wall trims. These are just so luxury. Why am I talking like Kourtney Kardashian?
I'm not being difficult.
I'm building an expensive house and suddenly I've turned into the Kardashians. But isn't it actually mental how some people actually can just live like this in real life? Like Jeff Bezos, he just goes, click, he's got a private island. Mr. Beast, click, he's got a Maserati. Once again, we're just using chandeliers. Normally, I'm like a little bit reluctant on these. I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna add too many Victor chandeliers, but today, I'm actually happy to use them. They're just using up all my money. When did this become like Buckingham Palace? This is so fancy. In the middle of fancy entryways, or foyers, as they're actually called, they'll always have like a fancy round table. I'm gonna add loads of these roses. And it's looking a little dark, guys. Let's buy some $500 lights to go on the wall. Along this wall, I feel like a bookshelf could easily knock up our numbers, because when building a bookshelf, there's sort of 3 main components. First of all, the bookshelves, which are expensive enough themselves. Then there are the pillars. And finally, there are the books. In the entry then, I'm going to add some plants. And actually, I'm going to add these. These are my favorite ones. Now, I normally don't get them because they are so expensive. But once again, today, all bets are off. The last thing that we're going to check for in my inventory, if we have anything that can punch our numbers up. In the office, these trophies, look, $20,000, $10,000. Do you know what? Rather than going into the kitchen next, we will do that right after. I'm doing the office now, and we are going to make this worth the money. So first of all, I'm going to put these panels. One of the only items in Bloxburg where the default color is actually acceptable. Honestly, not to be a boring old biffer, but I am going to put marble tiles once again. I just feel like it's giving classy. I'm Sabrina wait, what's her name? Sabrina Vanderwood. Sorry, I haven't actually watched all of Gossip Girl. It's just giving classy. So now that we're in here, just before we do the trophies, we'll add in like the desk so we can sort of frame our trophies around the desk, if that makes sense. So obviously, we're using this Victorian set, and I'm actually going to make it match the walls, although I will make it linen. Sorry if you hate linen. Every time I use linen, guys, if you didn't know, I apologize, because
I'm so sorry.
I feel like it's become so unpopular in Bloxburg, but I don't know, I just can't seem to shake it. I just noticed solar panels, $22,000 each. No, look, I'm gonna spend $40,000 on solar panels. Oh my gosh. And after buying that, I'm just gonna buy like a cheap pile of books for the desk. And now we can add in the trophies. I think I'm gonna use some of these book cabinets we had earlier. And we'll have books on the top and bottom, but in the middle section is where we're gonna be putting my trophies. And most people, I feel, sell their trophies, but I actually really like having mine. And I would never recommend selling them unless you really need the money. But I don't know if people know this, but just by adding your trophies in your build, it ups the value of them. We can also have my billion and 5 billion trophy. Look. And then my 2 plaques. So my Pizza Planet job and 2 Pizza Planet awards. Where's my Bloxburger award? Oh, wait, no, they don't offer you a plaque. They offer you a trophy. No, this one's so special to me. It's going on my desk. I didn't realize how many trophies I had, like, not to flex. And also, all of, like, these day streak ones. I might put one of my skill ones. I'm going to put, I think, the cooking skills most impressive. And then I'm going to use this table that we had in the foyer, which, by the way, is $4,000. And just around this, we're going to put some Victorian chairs. And this is going to be like our little meeting table. Wow, this is too much. So next up, let's do the living, dining, living kitchen. Huh? Basically, this is going to be every single room next, as promised. So once again, then, I feel like we should have one of those cool glass doors back there. And I think the kitchen is going to be over in this side. And if I remember anything, is that the modern kitchen is going to be the most expensive ones. And I think I'm going to go for a bit more of a minimalist style in here. And also the kitchen is where we can use so many Bloxburg items. Because you think like ice cream machines, popcorn machines, kettles. There's so many Bloxburg items. A decent oven can set you back $6,500. That's the thing as well, you don't realize how expensive everything is till you sit down and do a challenge like this. In every house I build, I buy a jam maker. I've never made jam in Bloxburg. Also, we'll add a sink, and another way then we can add up our numbers by having some custom wallpaper. And I have personally chosen this luxurious marble. We'll also have an island, only a mini one, just two little blocks. And at this point, guys, I honestly couldn't tell you how much I think the house is gonna be. If I had to guess right now, I'd say if it's not over like $1.5 million, I would be shocked. And no matter how expensive a house is, I still cannot place a straight structural beam to save my life. And we are just gonna do a very, very simple linen floor. And geez, we only have 180k left. Technically, if it wasn't for the Bloxburg items, we would have spent about 300k so far, but we already know we spent that in the first 2 seconds of this video. And just like as I'm decorating casually, just look at how much it goes down. It's mental. So I guess it goes without saying we'll carry on using the Victorian sofa, which may seem a little like off because we have like a modern kitchen, but I actually think these two like designs pair really well together. So if we go back, I didn't even add the bog standard appliances, let alone the expensive ones. What I'm talking about by bog standard is, of course, like your everyday kettle, your toast that you can make for like with your eggs and stuff. Then if we go into Bloxburg, we have espresso machines. And I've also added a chocolate fountain. The temptation just to add like confetti and like all this other random stuff in here. I mean, we could have added this as the TV. It's a little bit late now though. Should we add arcade machines? Maybe instead of a laundry room, since it's like a bit of a different video, this should be like the games room. Okay, so we'll have Rotris in here. And I only have 3 of these. I used to have 6. I think I must have left some on another plot. We'll make it cozy in here and grand with the same fancy wall trims. And then what else can we add? A piñata. Let's have a piñata in here. So Miss Piñata, you can go here in the middle. This is where we can just add, like, it's just only a little bit of extra money, but it's still all is going to add up. Our little drinks machine. So with our little living room in, we could definitely do with some more windows along the side of the house. I always tend to do that. I just forget about like the sides of the house when it comes to windows.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
So we'll actually put a really nice one so it's sort of big. And actually we'll double this up so it looks extra nice. And then in this corner here, what better than a really, really long Victorian dining table? These will set you back $10,000 at the best of times, let alone when you're doing 2 of them. I mean, just watch this, $1,000 a seat. Like that table, instant 20 grand there. And oh, what a perfect space filler it is. The perfect staple to a room like this, the Victorian chandelier. So we basically have reached upstairs now. You'll probably notice I only have $73,000 left, which for most people would be more than enough to finish this house. But I don't know. I guess we'll just see how this goes, really. So all of the floors up here are going to be planks. Might as well keep it simple stimples. And because I want this to be so expensive, I think we're going to forget about this room. This room, you are now void. Void, void, void. Or do you know what? We could be smart with this, actually. I don't think we're going to have enough money to make it a bedroom. Why not make it a storage room? And a very special kind of storage room. And I will add some wall trims in here so it looks like a proper room. But maybe we're storing our balloon arches for like when birthdays roll around. Also like our little cotton candy machine. I think that's about it. And then to make it look a little more realistic, we can add some cardboard boxes in. And oh my gosh, that snow machine. I didn't realize how powerful it was. Jeez. So with a snap of my finger, snap. I basically just added a second living room, almost with like a little library. And with a giant carpet up here, that is actually looking really nice. For the bedroom, let's head in and add all of our walls in. And then the back wall can be like a light blue feature wall. So the purpose of this indented window is so that there could be a little bedroom area. Now, normally, this would probably be like a luxury. But we've already got about 1,000 living rooms in this house. So it just honestly doesn't even feel that special at this point. I am, however, going to make the entrance to the closet and bathroom a little more special. Look, how come it gets to go into the roof beam there? But then when it actually comes down to it, you can't. And I love how these 2 rooms sort of interlink. It's kind of romantic, like they're holding hands. So our bathroom, it goes without saying, we're going to use the Bloxburg bath. That's just an easy way to knock out a couple of thousand.
Not to sound like a millionaire or whatever.
And I've always loved this mirror. Now, I've always loved it, to be fair, because it's a bargain. Like, it's actually a beautiful mirror and it's really cheap. But it's weird. Today, I kind of wish it was more expensive. And then we'll add chandeliers in here, the closet and the bedroom. And you see now why I was trying to make it like not too much. Anyway, for the closet, we really are running low now. I guess we're just going to add a few closets in here. And then, of course, we'll add like a little ottoman in the middle. And now, really, we're just going to have to spend all of our last remainings on an expensive bed. This one, I personally feel, is fitting our vibe. We'll add some pillows on here. That is the biggest travesty of today's video, guys. Only 2 pillows. How do you expect me to sleep comfortably with this? I'm obviously joking. And with that, guys, I think we have made the most expensive house that we can. As you're welcomed to this luxury estate, I am your owner, True Reese's, and this crown on my head costs more than your rent. I'm joking, guys. It's me, Reese's here. Could you tell underneath all of that? It is now the moment of truth. The moment this video has been leading up to. How expensive is this house? $2 million. Oh my gosh, I don't think I've ever spent that much in a video ever. So as we can see, the outside is looking gorgeous. It's looking not suspicious, but you can definitely tell like a lot of Bloxburg, a lot of richness is going on here. If you enter the garage, seeing an entire parking lot is also not something that you're probably familiar with seeing every day, but I just need my cars, guys. Like, these are like my babies. Anyway, as we walk inside, ring our FBI doorbell. This is our entryway, and it's snowing inside. No wonder it's so expensive. We paid for private snow. This is sort of the view you get as you walk in. You can sort of look in to our gorgeous living space here. But before we go into any of that, to our right, we have the gaming room. So here is our gigantic cinema screen. This is where we can chillax, watch TV, and really just ponder on the fact that we own a £2 million house. We also have a piñata, so if we're ever angry that we're so rich, To the other side, we can invite all of our clients, which are probably the reason we can afford this massive house, and flex all of our trophies on them. We can also sit here in our $3,000 seat and view our security cameras, which were worth $7,000 each. Good morning. Go to work. I probably should at this point. I have no money left after this house. This door just leads to our garage, but to be fair, there's so many cars, you can hardly even get in there. That way is our staircase, which we'll go to in a minute. But first of all, let's go through here. Now, all jokes aside, this genuinely just looks like my dream house. Like, I love the open roof. I love the fake snow. I love the gigantic windows. First of all, my kitchen, which I may or may not forgot to color these. What is wrong with me? Next of all, we have this massive dining table. Even though this is a 2-bedroom house, apparently we like to entertain a lot, have lots of parties. And over here's the living room. Wow, chill. As we go upstairs then, we can look over this gorgeous room. In here is our storage room. Whoa, it's like walking into a tornado. Help! And finally, the bedroom, which, to be fair, low-key a flop because we ran out of money. But what's not a flop is our gorgeous closet, our gorgeous bathroom where we can bathe in diamonds. So there we have it, guys. That was me seeing how expensive I can make a Bloxburg house. $2.1 million is your answer. I just want to say thanks to everyone who watched this, and I'll see you all in the next one.